What's up, Scooby Dudes? Today we're over on the plush couch because we're going to be doing something a little different, a little more casual than we usually do. We're going to be taking a look at Scooby Doo Food and then grading it on how much we want to eat it or how tasty it would look, either or. We're going to be looking at 5 different pieces of food from 5 different eras of Scooby Doo, because there's no way we could fit all of the food from all of Scooby Doo into one video. But hey, maybe a part 2 will be able to happen one day. So that's about 25 overall pieces of food throughout this video. Oh, and the grades are also the Devil May Cry ranking system from across the series. To start things off, we gotta go with the most iconic of Scooby Doo foods. I'm of course talking about the Scooby Snack. I've always thought the Scooby Snacks kind of looked like a fortune cookie, but if it was solid and chewy, like a dog treat. But anyway, I'm gonna give the original iconic Scooby Snack a B for badass. Now the first series we're gonna be taking a look at, we gotta go way back, man. This is like the 1960s. We're talking about Scooby Doo, Where Are You to start off. The first thing we're gonna look at in Scooby Doo's Where Are You is what I like to call the Big Boat Sandwich. You may be asking yourself, could I handle the Big Boy Boat Sandwich? Could you handle the Big Boy Boat Sandwich? No, none of us could handle the Big Boy Boat Sandwich. For all these reasons, we're going to be giving the Big Boy Boat Sandwich a C for crazy sandwich. The next food is actually a drink that the gang gets at their local malt shop. It's a pink drink, and I initially thought it would be really good for this video, but then I had this thought that it actually kind of looks like Pepto-Bismol, and I can't stop thinking about that. This is D for Dismal. Pink drink gets a D for Dismal. Next up, we're heading back to Sandwich Town with a ham sandwich with mustard. This ham sandwich gets cut in half by this medieval axe that who knows how long has been there. It's probably got dust and cobwebs all over it at best, and they still tear it up, and I'd still tear it up. And that's why this is our first S rank for savage. Next up is a liverwurst sandwich that Scooby and Shaggy make mid-sword fight by chopping the liverwurst into slices against a ghostly sword fighter. And it looks pretty good, but I don't think it looks quite as good as the ham sandwich from the last one. So I'm gonna go with A for awesome with this one. Finally, to end Scooby Doo, Where Are You? We're gonna look at this big fog donut that Scooby eats. I remembered this donut from when I was a kid. I have always thought this donut looked like it would be the most delicious donut in the world. I'm gonna have to give this big fog donut our first triple S smoking sexy style. Look at this donut. You could share this donut with 20 people and still have some left over, and everyone would want to take some home. Our second series is a pup named Scooby Doo, which I actually found it really difficult to find food in. Our first food in a pup named Scooby Doo are going to be these plain hot dogs that they didn't even bother to put condiments on. So it's going to get a D for dirty. You didn't even think to put cheese on the hot dog? Speaking of cheese, our next food is Scooby Snacks sauteed in cheese. Which, yeah, it's Scooby Snacks, but they're extra cooked. It's like onions versus sauteed onions. This counts, alright? It's my video. It's my video. These Scooby Snacks sauteed in cheese are clearly made with only the finest ingredients. So for that reason, we're gonna go with an A for apocalyptic. Now in a pup named Scooby Doo, we got some pizzas to knock out for the rest of it. The first of which is this really small pizza that Shaggy is making in their tree house clubhouse thingy. This is Scooby's 36th pizza. I think I'm gonna give this one a B for brutal. This is a brutal pizza. This is a pretty good pizza. 36 pizzas in one day, that is pretty brutal, man. Next, Scooby and Shaggy get to try the new Critter Getters pizza, and it's got a scary face on it. So I'm gonna bump that up at least at 1. From brutal to I'm guessing that's pepperoni making the scary face. Our last food item from a pup named Scooby Doo is the most creative I think we've had by far. This is a whipped cream and pretzel pizza. Hear me out. It deserves a lot of credit for creativity. So I'm going to give it an A for apocalyptic. Next up we got What's New Scooby Doo? But I can't play this song because Simple Plan will sue me. What's New Scooby Doo? Just for the record, way easier to find food in than a pup named Scooby Doo. That being said, for some reason, my first pick were some peanuts. We're gonna grade these peanuts. They're peanuts from an airplane. Probably a D. Dismal. Back on the topic of pizza, we have a teriyaki pizza that has a curse on it that Shaggy eats. It's like the most unhealthy thing in the world that I would devour. We gotta upgrade this to 6 skills. The chef had some 6 skills, not only in the kitchen, but in the art of witchcraft. Oh boy. This watermelon from the future house. So basically they're in Smart House from Disney Channel, yeah. Gotta be the best looking seedless watermelon in the world. Not only is it technically organic and then teleport the seeds out, it's cut up with a laser right in front of you. This is a sexy style. So this next one I think is kind of tough because I don't really like horseradish. A lot of people don't like horseradish. But if someone did like horseradish, would they like horseradish that is radioactive? I want to say yes. That's really overcomplicating this grading of Scooby Doo foods on a Devil May Cry scale. But hey, that's what we do here. Without really expanding on that farther, I think I'm gonna say that the horseradish that is radioactive from What's New Scooby Doo is gonna get a rating of a B for bad ass. To close the book on What's New Scooby Doo, it's a caramel apple, but it looks like a good caramel apple. Scooby and Shaggy run after this cat that stole their freaking apple as if they're still gonna eat it after a rabid cat has taken it and had it in its mouth. So this must be a really, really good caramel apple, guys. This caramel apple absolutely deserves an A for apocalyptic apples. Our most controversial of series so far we have up next is Mystery Incorporated, the strange art-styled reboot of Scooby-Doo. The onion rings from Mystery Incorporated look fantastic. Fantastic enough to be a wedding ring. I'm gonna assume these aren't those weird onion rings that are like little chunks though, because I hate those. I hope these are whole onion rings, because I'm giving them sadistic. They better be. This next one, I'm just gonna start out and say, it's getting a really low grade. It's getting a D for sure. This is the alligator burger that Shaggy and Scooby find. These alligator burgers look old and spoiled and have been there since before time itself. Scooby and Shaggy just dig in. These look absolutely disgusting. I think I would definitely vomit later. I would vomit looking at them. I would never eat these, ever. These alligator burgers are getting a D for dirty. They look dirty. Next we have a burger. Again. And I really wanted it to be better than the last burger, but unfortunately it is Campus Burger, which Scooby and Shaggy are super hyped about initially. They really think this burger is going to be great, and I would too. I mean, you see this nice juicy burger they bring out, and it looks like it's going to be one of the most delicious double pound burgers you've ever had. But when Scooby and Shaggy bite into it, they realize that I guess these are like Impossible Whoppers. And if Scooby and Shaggy can't eat it, there's no way I can eat it. There's no way you could probably eat it. All that in mind, this is a D for Disney. But if I could put it lower, I would. Taking a look at some more donuts. Shaggy's eating these donuts in the back of the Mystery Incorporated van in Mystery Incorporated. These donuts look pretty good to me. Not quite as good as the Big Fog donut from earlier though. So these Mystery Incorporated donuts are going to get an S for savage. The last food we're taking a look at is the double-dipped bacon croissant snack from Mystery Incorporated that they say is really bad for you. Due to these health concerns, I cannot give this any more than a C for crazy. So now, we're going to take a look at 5 different items from 5 different movies. That's 1 item per Scooby Doo movie. Starting the movies off with something completely inconsequential. Aloha Scooby Doo! This mango, I think, looks pretty sick, so we're going to give it that exact rating of 6 skills! Moving on, we've got the beignets from the beginning of Zombie Island. These things look delicious. I've always thought they look delicious. I'm sure anyone that watched Zombie Island has thought about these things. In a surprising turn of events too, Fred is the one munching these down like no one's business, so you know they gotta be extra special. We're not gonna quite give them a triple S, but we're giving these a 6 skills for sure. This next one's pretty special, and is really the inspiration for making this entire video. I'm of course talking about the pizza from Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School. It's absolutely delicious looking, and even though the ingredients sound pretty bad, I would still eat it. For those wondering, the ingredients for the pizza from Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School include the toppings of spiderwebs, snails, and tadpole tails. Get it? It rhymes. This pizza still looks great. Scooby and Shaggy still love it, and they seem to know what they're talking about. I'll give it an S for success. With the video about to end, here we're going to take a look at something I figured we would have looked at much sooner, honestly, and that's some cotton candy. The cotton candy from Scooby Doo Cyber Chase, to be exact. Overall, we're going to give the cotton candy a brutal. This cotton candy can be pretty brutal on your teeth, and the monster's pretty brutal on Shaggy and other Shaggy here. Finally, to close this discussion about Scooby Doo food, we're going to take a look at the imaginary feast from Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders. Shaggy imagines an absolutely enormous feast in front of him, and in that feast includes a whole ham, a whole chicken, a triple cheeseburger with onion rings, and a bunch more stuff. I get choked up just thinking about how much food's in that feast. I don't want to give it a 6 skills because I've given that out a lot during this video, even though she does got some 6 skills for making all this. However, I think I'm going to give it a triple S for sensational. It's not quite up to a smoking sexy style meal, but it's definitely sensational. I had to talk about this food in the video. There was no way this feast was making it past me. Thanks for watching this video talking about Scooby Doo food. If there's any food that I forgot or that you had hoped would be in the video, please leave it down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next mystery.